The MACC has issued its first ever public apology to the family of the late Teoh Beng Hock 16 years after his tragic death. Rafizi calls out PAS for what he sees as absurd flip-flops on the judiciary RCI, and Bersatu wants a united opposition front while gearing up its base for an anti-Anwar rally. All that and more coming up. For the first time, the MACC has publicly apologized to Teoh Beng Hock's family for his death in their custody. The apology was issued on the 16th anniversary of Teoh's death, along with a promised goodwill contribution to support his son's education and welfare. MACC Chief Commissioner Azam Baki expressed regret over Teoh's death, which occurred in 2009 during an overnight probe at MACC Selangor. Teoh was a political aide to then Selangor Exco Ian Yong Hian Wah. Azam acknowledged key findings from past investigations, including the 2011 Royal Commission of Inquiry, the 2014 Court of Appeal ruling, and the most recent police probe, which ended with no charges. He said that while the latest investigation found insufficient evidence to prosecute anyone, the fact remains Teoh was found dead on MACC premises. Azam added that the incident had a profound impact on MACC personnel and the nation. He also noted that the government had previously paid 600,000 ringgit in compensation and 60,000 ringgit in legal costs to Teoh's family. The MACC, he said, is now prepared to offer additional financial support for Teoh's son. Last year, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim promised a fresh investigation, but by May, the Attorney General's chambers closed the case with no further action. Rafizi Ramli says PAS changed its stance on judicial reforms 3 times in 1 week. So what does the party actually believe? The former PKR deputy president has slammed PAS for what he calls a ridiculous flip-flop on the proposed Judicial Royal Commission of Inquiry. He says the party changed its position 3 times in a week based on political convenience.
Mula-mula Tuan Ibrahim Tuan Man menetapkan syarat saya kena turun himpunan mereka sebelum ahli parlimen PAS menyokong syur saya agar satu Suruhanjaya Diraja ditubuhkan untuk menyiasat dakwaan mengenai campur tangan dalam badan kehakiman. Selepas kena kecam dengan rakyat, Fazli Syahari pula sebut itu bukan pendirian PAS. PAS sebenarnya menyokong cadangan saya. Sehari selepas itu, Kaki Yudin Hassan pusing lagi, kata pembangkang menolak cadangan itu.
Rafizi also argued the judiciary should be above politics and not used as a tool for partisan gain. He accused the opposition of exploiting the issue just to chase power, saying it's now government backbenchers leading the push for reform. Will removing just one judge fix the cracks in Malaysia's judicial system? Former Law Minister Zaid Ibrahim is turning up the heat on Rafizi Ramli and Nurul Izzah Anwar. He's asking whether removing one senior judge will fix the system, or are they just scratching the surface? In a post on X, Zaid challenged Rafizi and Nurul Izzah to clarify their push for a Royal Commission of Inquiry. He said if they're comparing this to the VK Lingam scandal, the RCI must dig into whether the implicated judge acted alone or part of a broader conspiracy. Rafizi had earlier warned that the same ultra-wealthy elites from the VK Lingam era might be back in play. The Pandan MP also warned the accused judge could soon become Chief Justice. Nurul Izzah in a July 14 statement said the key to judicial independence is keeping out all interference, internal or external. She stressed that top judges must not just be capable, but also have the highest moral integrity to carry out the job. Bersatu is making moves rallying the opposition, hitting the streets and gearing up for elections. Is this the start of a big comeback? Bersatu's top brass has named President Muhyiddin Yassin to lead talks with other opposition parties. The aim? Forming a united front to challenge the government. The proposal will be tabled at the Perikatan National Presidential Council meeting this weekend. At the same time, Bersatu is throwing its full weight behind the Turun Anwar rally on July 26 at Dataran Merdeka. The rally, which calls for public mobilization against what the party describes as tyranny, will see participation from Bersatu leaders, members and the public, with the goal of defending the federal constitution and the rule of law. On the election front, Bersatu says it's ready for the Sabah state polls. The party claims support is growing and has ordered its ground teams to intensify operations in key seats. Looking ahead, Bersatu's 2025 annual assembly is set for September 6 to 7 in Shah Alam, followed by a 9th anniversary dinner with 2,000 guests. To fund all these activities, the party is launching Infak Bersatu, a donation drive open to all Malaysians. A new healthcare plan promises better services, but could it leave regular patients behind? The Malaysian Medical Association, MMA, fears it could create a two-tier system where the wealthy get faster treatment in public hospitals. Its president, Dr. Kalwinder Singh Kaira, says the model risks undermining universal healthcare, which is meant to guarantee fair and equal access for all. Health Minister Zulkifli Ahmad has denied it's a form of privatization, stressing that the company is fully government-owned and regulated. But MMA wants answers. Will public hospital staff be roped into this new program? With a severe shortage of doctors and nurses, the initiative could stretch the system even further. There's also concern over Rakan KKM applying for a private healthcare license, raising red flags over transparency and accountability. MMA warns public trust is at risk if one government agency ends up regulating another. Last year, Zulkifli backed the plan as part of a hybrid model expanding private wings in public hospitals to help fund the public healthcare system. Did a so-called motivational retreat in Shah Alam just turn into a full-on nudity scandal? Selangor police have confirmed that nudity was part of a controversial event held at the Ideal Convention Center or IDCC in Shah Alam. The program called E-Hati, costing up to 9,000 ringgit per person, is now under multiple investigations.
Sehingga sekarang, hasil saya telah mendapati memang ada kegiatan kegiatan bogel lah, betul. Yang berlaku dalam majlis itu paling kurang 4 individu yang terlibat dalam majlis itu yang melakukan aktiviti endigan itu untuk sebahagian daripada acara yang dipanggil Queen's Night. Okay.
Yesterday, Berita Harian reported that Diana Tahir and Rahim Syukur, the couple behind the program, were detained by police. They run E-Hati International, which is also being investigated by Selangor police and religious authorities. Earlier, the couple denied claims of deviant teachings and substance use, which were made by a Facebook user. Meanwhile, police have identified 50 participants from the program, and 30 have given their statements so far. If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe. Indonesia dodges the full brunt of Trump's trade war, but it still comes with strings attached. Donald Trump has announced a new trade deal with Indonesia, locking in a 19% tariff on their exports to the US, down from a planned 32%. In return, American goods enter Indonesia tariff-free. Trump called it a win for US access and claimed Indonesia will buy $15 billion in energy, $4.5 billion in farm products, and 50 Boeing jets, though no timeline was given. The deal also punishes Chinese transshipments and mirrors a recent pact with Vietnam. Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto confirmed the deal after a call with Trump. He said they agreed to take trade relations into a new era of mutual benefit and share Trump's warm regards with the Indonesian citizens. Trump's broader tariff hike kicks in August 1st, with the average US rate expected to spike to 20.6%, the highest since 1933. He says more America first deals are coming, while the EU prepares to hit back if talks fail. The Prime Minister says something extraordinary is coming, a big gesture of appreciation for Malaysians. This comes after a tough few weeks filled with tax hikes and concerns over judicial independence. So we asked you, is this a genuine effort to restore public trust or just a distraction? Here's how over 4,000 of you voted. 31% said it's a good move. The people deserve something positive after all the stress. But a clear 57% said they're not convinced and worry that key issues are still being ignored. 8% said maybe, it all depends on what's actually offered. And 4% had other views, with some pointing out this could be more PR than policy. So a gesture of appreciation or question mark? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.